It's stuck. There we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the VOD Squad, the show where we talk about streaming technology. This is episode 191, July 15th, 2020. I am Clyde, and today I am joined by Matthew Ross.
Hello, everybody.
Jimmy Trammell.
Hey, Clyde. Hey, guys. How's it going?
Michael Aston.
Howdy, y'all.
Oh, what's going on, guys? Nothing?
Yeah, basically, you know, what do I want to tell you that, about the various little projects I've been doing around the house? I've been weeding some. Boy, life is so exciting in times like this, don't you think?
Yeah.
This is one of
Jimmy
the most
was
exciting
signaling
times.
that he got rid of his mustache.
I just can't wait for my kids to be able to go back to school. Oh, wait.
See,
It might be 2022.
That's one of the benefits of my kids living at a different house, I guess.
I'm kidding entirely. It's just the fact that they obviously aren't going to be going back to school anytime soon.
Well,
Don't tell that
know.
to Target. They've been doing back to school for over a month.
They always do that, just so you know.
My kids weren't even officially on summer break when Target was putting up their back to school stuff back in June.
Yeah.
Back to school is a funny thing because it's when all these different very hard to try. Have you ever gone to a store and think, okay, I need to get this one thing for school? They might have a few barely of kind of a selection. Like, let's say you need the rulers, you got like 2 options for them.
I literally had to go to the store to get a ruler yesterday. And
now you got like tons of them available to you, so it's obviously the season to do it, and everybody's still doing this, everybody's thinking that we're going to be going back.
Well, here's the funny thing, and that's how I realized they were doing the back to school, is because I was walking through and went, oh wait, I need a ruler. They'll probably have it in the back to school section. No, there were 0 rulers anywhere in the back to school section. There was one crappy Target brand ruler in the normal office area.
Okay, first of all, you're shopping at Target.
Well, I went there because I didn't have a choice. I had to go get
I
some
like
that was
Target
there.
just fine, but selection is not the top of
No, that's one reason I don't
Target.
like Target.
Target is great for lots of reasons. Selection is not one of them.
Target used to be great. They used to have a big selection of the stuff, but then when they decided to devote half their store to grocery, they eliminated basically all selection.
I only have limited experience with Targets, but generally I go into the store and it's like, oh, maybe there are like 4 or 5 options here, and you get 1, maybe 2 of just about everything. It's like, oh, okay.
See, for that kind of stuff, I would normally go to like an Office Max or an Office Depot, but they've all closed, so they weren't doing too good. And then with all the shutdown stuff, I think they just finally went out of business.
I think they're still open around here.
Yeah.
But
there was a couple left around here, and then I think Wendy's announced a couple weeks ago that they no longer have burgers; they only sell chicken. And the Wendy's that was closest to my house in the Target parking lot now is officially closed. The sign is down. Wow. I guess people don't want chicken from Wendy's. Funny how that works.
If they're shutting down the Home Depots, I mean, they could always turn them into toilet paper factories.
Shutting down Home Depots?
What happened to where's the beef? Now
the office
really
I was like, Home Depot, that place is packed. packed every time I go there because
Yeah,
they don't
Office
require
Depot.
a mask and they're actually open normal hours. So
No, all
everybody's
these
there.
businesses that are shutting down, they're just not. They just don't have the right product. You know,
Your
toilet
home-
paper I think would do well right now.
Your Home Depot doesn't require you to wear a mask. Oh,
Nope,
mine
that's
does.
why I shop there.
And I have to wait in line to get in because you can only allow so many people in the
Well,
building.
I mean, they did that for a while, but people have
Yeah.
gotten smart to not
No,
go at the same time.
Right.
So
The rules in a way relaxed. I think they still, if it gets really packed, they will limit the number of people in the building. And when Washington State requires masks in any public place.
I
It's
will
indoors,
say,
so.
Micro Center's been doing it right. I went to Micro Center, and while they do require a mask, they were actually actively handing out masks.
There you go.
As opposed to Menards, which is up here a competitor to Home Depot.
Yeah.
They won't let you in, but they will sell you a mask. And that's when I told them, screw you. I'm going to Home Depot. And, yep.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
that's
if you're gonna require it, that's fine. Follow Micro Center's guide and give them out.
fair enough. I mean, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, at least have it like, hey, if you need one, we have one for you. That'd be fine.
Yeah. Oh, but hey, shell out I don't even know how much it was, but it was the principle.
Okay.
So, all right, but you know what else people don't want to hear about?
Us talking about our shopping experiences in weird
Exactly.
times.
Well, let's get to some stuff that they probably don't want to hear about either. But
oh, come on! Everybody wants to hear about Peacock. Peacock is the thing. It's coming. I mean, what
you
is today?
sure? I don't think it's coming because I don't see it. I haven't seen it on my Roku yet.
Today is the 15th. It's the day. I didn't realize
But I don't see
that.
it on my Roku.
That's because it's not on your Roku. It's not. It's also. Have you tried it on your Fire TV?
I don't have a Fire
It's not
TV.
there either. Just so you know. No, and just like HBO Max, Peacock is sticking to their guns. Apparently, there's some type of deal that has not been made between the Fire TVs and the Rokus for the Peacock app to appear on those platforms, and that very much mirrors what's been going on with the HBO Max launch. And so this is kind of maybe perhaps being a dividing line that's being shown, which is interesting because these are the two most popular platforms for the most part. If you want to go out and see, if you go out and look at the numbers of people who are using streaming devices, the two most popular ones are the Roku and the Fire TV, which makes me wonder what those two companies are asking for. Are they asking for like revenue sharing or something on this? I have no idea.
I don't know. It's weird, and I'm kind of, due to the size of the companies and also the companies that are involved, I'm not surprised they're kind of holding out because, this is what they would do. They would have done with cable providers. They're trying to bring that same tactic to set-top boxes, but I don't know. There's been a lot of speculation, but we don't have enough visibility behind the scenes to know what is actually going on and what is just fabrication. But all I know is, if it's not going to show up on Roku anytime soon, then I don't think I'll be watching anything on Peacock anytime soon.
Well, to be fair, it's very possible that you will be able to watch it on your Android device, which is our next story. Peacock is available on a whole bunch of other platforms, including your Android, your Apple devices. Chromecast is an option if you've got something like that does that. Vizio and LG Smart TVs, the Xfinity Flex. I mean, think about it. Xfinity, well, that actually kind of makes sense. They're owned by the same company. And if you have a PlayStation 4, you're gonna have to wait a couple days, but it's coming to that platform too. So that's you're gonna you have the option of watching it on something else. It's just not the two highest. It's not on your Roku yet.
And we'll talk about it when we get to rants and raves. But no, I won't be watching Peacock on my Android TiVo stream either. So we'll get to that later.
I'm probably going to try it. Well, maybe I'll just on the desktop.
I remember there was something that actually made me interested, and I don't remember what it was, but right now, if I can't watch it on my Roku, then the streaming service doesn't exist.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I don't
No,
know. I mean, it's another streaming service. I mean, this is number 100 and what streaming service or something
Well,
like that, right? So you know, I don't know. I mean, Peacock's got a lot of good content. I mean, I'll give them that.
That's the point.
Content, the content is good, right? But you know, can't you get most of that content like on
not
Hulu
all
and
of
other
it,
places?
and not all in one place. Which the thing about Peacock that is appealing is the same thing that HBO Now is offering, where you've got the dedicated, let's say, HBO content plus content from other services that you wouldn't be able to get. You'd have to go to 5 different apps. You can get them all in one place. Peacock's doing the same thing with different services, which I would have shrugged to a couple months ago, but now that I'm using HBO Now, since I was just transitioned over to it, I realized, oh, wait, I don't have to resubscribe to DC Universe because I can watch it on the thing that I get for free. So I'm going to watch it there instead of subscribing to these other services. So Peacock had a bunch of stuff, but I don't know yet because I can't watch it on my Roku.
So Clyde, it does exist. It's not called ostrich where you stick your head in the sand and that doesn't exist. It's called Peacock, and it does exist.
As far as I'm concerned, if I can't watch it on my device, then it doesn't exist, and I don't need to worry about it. Okay,
ostrich.
The one thing I do like about it is at least I get a tier to where you can just cut off the commercials altogether.
Yes. Right? If there's anything, a paid for, I don't want to see ads plan is an option. If I want to watch it on a regular basis, they will earn my money for that.
Agreed.
Everything else, I don't care about. I mean, I really need to look deeply into what is in there. But if I would watch it regularly, I would happily pay to not see ads. Yes. To not see ads.
Okay.
Do you see ads?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't see ads. Okay. Google and their Stadia project. They had a nice little announcement about their service and the new things that are coming out.
Nope. Did they pull the plug?
They did not pull the plug.
Oh.
They have announced a couple of exclusives. They've got a couple new games coming out for it. It's going to be coming real soon. They've got a new the Sekiro game, and they've got a new Hitman reboot game coming out. They've announced that they're basically coming out with a bunch of new platforms available for you to play on here. And the one thing on here that really is exciting to me is the Super Bomberman R Online. Now, why would that be interesting? Well, if you ever played Bomberman, it's a fun party game. It's, you and some friends blowing things up in a big grid. But this one is kind of like Tetris 99 on the Switch, where you actually have a bunch of people playing the game simultaneously, and as you compete in the game, it compacts the guys together to the people who've been winning more and more and more. Which means that you can it's got 64 different players playing at the same time until it comes down to one final table where it's only being those final players playing it get together, which sounds like super epic and very cool. And those guys who are, it would be fun to watch those high-end players playing Bomberman at the end of that game anyways. Okay. So that was the one to me that I looked at. I was like, man, this is what I want to play. This looks like so much fun.
Yeah. So I was just reading about the Hitman thing because I was confused because Hitman 3 was announced as I believe, an exclusive on the PlayStation 5 next year.
I believe you're right, but I believe this is a reboot of the original Hitman.
It says including both the first game, its sequel, and the planned Hitman 3 in 2021.
Oh, okay. But so they're getting it after the exclusive. Wow. Gotcha. Well, that's fine. I don't mind. It's just another platform, guys. This is good. I've been, from my limited experience playing with Google Stadia, I've been pretty happy with its performance. And later on today, I'll tell you why I've been very happy with the performance.
All right.
I'm teasing something for later. Hey, so we have a story here about the Logitech Harmony Remote. This is the one that was powered by Madam A. We're not going to say the name. It was launched last year for about $250, and yeah, Logitech is saying, nope, we're not doing that anymore.
Okay, so we talked about this when it came out last year. This was the Harmony. What was the official name?
Oh, I don't know.
I gotta find it. Harmony
Express.
It's the one that has Amazon Voice built into it.
Hmm.
What did we say about it last?
Well, if you go back to the VOD Squad episode 128 and go to about minute 20, that's when we start talking about it for about 10 minutes. And we basically start by accidentally fading to black and making a joke about how we accidentally turned off the screen with our Harmony remote. And and basically, you were all super excited about it until you saw that crazy price. At which point you went,
that's right.
Yeah.
Nah, and you know what?
Okay. Nah.
So how's it going?
Yeah.
How's it going for him?
Yeah, I don't know. It's fine, I guess.
Really?
So they announced that they're going to cancel it. They had to send emails to customers to alert them. That was pretty easy, though, because they only had to send the email to 3 people.
Well, I thought you wanted it. Did you never get it?
You didn't want it.
I never got it. No, because
I thought you wanted it.
Nope.
I already have multiple Harmony remotes, and I have the Fire TV Cube that I can talk to.
Okay.
I can control my TV and stuff with the Echo. So that's the thing is, if you're that entrenched in the Amazon Echo environment, you probably already have a Fire TV Cube or other devices that you can control. Even some of the sound bars have the Echo built into them and that functionality and the Fire TV functionality built into them. So there's very little reason to have an independent remote that has this. Like and at that price, like, wow, that's huge. It's really expensive.
You know,
so
I at first I was enraged when I saw it will literally stop working at the end of September. It won't work at all.
It's so sad.
But
especially for a $250 remote.
But I will give Logitech credit because they are offering anybody that bought one, you can either exchange it for a Harmony Express or get a full refund.
Nice.
Which is cool.
Hey, go. Good job, Logitech.
Absolutely.
Back that
Logitech,
works, and then
so the way they're doing this in shutting it down completely, it seems a little drastic, but at least they're doing the right thing.
I bet you they have API calls that cost them money, and they're realizing, oh crap, this is costing us like $7 per user per month or something like that, and going,
we only sold like 100 of them. Well, and they probably sold so few that it's not a big deal to just do an exchange. Now, if they had sold like 100 million of them,
right. Yeah. Well, they'd probably continue having it.
Exactly. But when you've got 30, just give them you've got your choice. Do you want your $250 back, or do you want a Harmony Elite?
And the Elite is not a cheap remote.
No. I mean, that's more than $250.
More expensive, right?
Yeah.
So,
oh man, you mean I could have had bet futures on Harmony Express remotes?
We could have. Let's see.
Well, okay, it's only more expensive on Harmony's website. It looks like it's $200 on Walmart or something like that. So, but still, it's not like they're giving you a cheap low-end remote. They're giving you a very nice.
On the website it's listed at $349 with the hub. That's including the hub.
Yeah, I'm speculative. I'm not sure about that price that I saw for at Walmart, because Amazon's got it for $265.
Yeah.
So there's various features that probably was mispriced. But yeah, I mean, 265. It's a nice remote. You're getting something that's very comparable in price and features and functionality, and it does have all of the same functionality minus the well, it even says it works with the Echo, so it still
See,
has
the difference was that the Harmony Express, it did away with the LCD screen, the way to
Right.
choose options directly by the press of a button. You had to tell it to do it. So you could say, play PS4, and then
Right.
it would
Yeah.
know you would have set up those things, those calls. And yeah,
it basically had volume, play, pause, forward, back, home, and that's about it.
Sorry, I've just got to say that this sounds like a worse remote in every way.
It looked,
It does.
and I will say, I don't know if I mentioned it before, it looked like a Fire TV remote got run over by a cartoon steamroller.
Yeah, exactly. Are you saying the new one looks like a worse remote, or the?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Matt.
The Express that they're discontinuing. Look at a picture of it. It looks like they took a regular remote and ran it over with a cartoon.
No,
'cause
I
it's
get
flatter
what you're
and
saying.
wide.
I'm asking Matt if
Oh.
which one he's referring to.
I'm referring to the Harmony Express, which has the
Okay.
one big button on top and and
Yes.
only 9 buttons underneath. And so
And-
I'm saying,
And
hey,
that's why
having
everybody's getting rid of it.
the screen was useful, guys. I mean,
Yeah.
I know you don't have to, you just now have to talk to it, but what if you don't know what to say? How do I say go to input 6 on this thing? Do I just say that?
You just say it. Go to
Yeah,
input
you just
6.
say it. I mean,
On
in
the TV?
theory,
Yeah.
it simplifies everything, because if it truly understands what you're saying, the problem is, and here's really the challenge, is that people don't always want to have to talk and interrupt their show and things
Right.
like that. But B, the Echo, as good as it is, has problems with complex device control functionality. And that's what you're starting to get into when you're controlling your home theater system and stuff. The people that are spending $200 or $300 on remotes usually have more than just a TV.
Wait.
And so
No.
so you've got your home theater system and other stuff like that, then it is not as cut and dry as switch to this. At least that's my suspicion, because I do have problems with my Fire TV occasionally, not being able to switch to the correct input and things like that. And I have to say it 2 or 3 times, or I have to remember, oh, what did I call that? Or how do I phrase that so that it understands what to do?
Yeah. So you're saying someone that bought a $200 TV with Fire TV built into it and they have nothing else would not buy one of these? Buy a
You can just talk to the
remote that
TV.
costs more than the TV.
Oy. Yeah, that's the world we live in now, isn't it? This is a wacky world where we're selling wallpapers. That's right. You can buy the cheap stuff, or you can buy the Alexa TVs here, where you can have your entire wall lined with these cheap Toshiba TVs. There you go.
I felt really bad the other day because my brother was super excited to tell me that, hey, Walmart's got these TVs on sale right now. They're 50-inch 4K for $218, and I went,
Right.
Yep. He went, but I was like, yeah, that's about right. I said, yeah, you can get a 65 for around 300. He just went, oh, okay.
I know. Well, I was shocked too, so I get it. I get it.
No, and he was super excited, so he jumped on it. He was like, "This is a crazy deal," and they got him.
No.
They got him with the sale price,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Yeah, good job."
It's going to cost about maybe 2 of these Harmony Express remotes for you to afford a brand new Sony PlayStation coming out sometime before the end of this year.
Oh, I'd say
Uh,
3.
You think it's going to cost you 700 and change for one?
I would say in the 6 to 7 range
I'm
for
going
the
to guess
Pro
more.
version.
Oh, okay. I'm
for
thinking the base model is going to be 4 or 5 is my
Yeah,
guess.
that's why I'm
But
saying
anyways,
an extra 100, 200 for the whatever
right.
the special extra one is.
But I got good news for all of you out there who are thinking that there's no way I'm going to be able to get one this year because they only are going to make 6 million of these things, and that's not enough for everybody. And they've been looking at their numbers, and they've been looking at how the current society is going, and they've been looking at the fact that everybody is at home playing games. And so Sony has decided to up their order for by 50%. So the approximately 9 million units will be made this before the end of this year.
That's a good move, because the worst thing they could do is have not enough and potentially miss out on money, because they're in a position where what happens if they make too many? Oh, well, they continue to sell them through the next year, right?
Yeah,
So,
there is the problem of making so many and they don't get sold. But generally, if they have enough that in the next season it'll be all used up, they'll be
this
fine.
isn't a device where they're going to put it out once to test the waters and go, oh, we didn't sell enough, we're stopping, we're not going to do it anymore. No, this thing's going to be there for the next 5 years. So if they make too many now, they over anticipate. Oh, well, it's not like their company is hinging, like the future of their company is hinging on the sales. And if they overspend now, they'll be bankrupt tomorrow, right?
Right. So, okay, I have a question for you guys. I imagine, Jimmy, your answer is no, but is anybody here going to be buying one of the new next generation consoles, whether it be the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox X Series X, whatever?
I finally bought a PS4, what was it, a year and a half ago?
Okay. That's right. You buy it for one game too, right?
Well, and that was the only reason I bought it, was because I had a game that I couldn't play. I literally owned the game, and then I got a gift card for Target, and I had like $200 in gift cards for Target, and I don't shop at Target, and I couldn't find anything, and then I went, oh wait, I can buy a PS4.
So Clyde's looking at getting one in 2025 or 2026.
If
maybe.
I get one, yeah.
I might. So I got an Xbox One basically when they came out, and I have used it, but not anywhere near as much as I expected I would. So I spent $400 or $500 on it, and I kind of regretted that, but at the same time, I do get some enjoyment out of it. I'm thinking about replacing my PC right now, though, so I'm looking at probably $800 to do that. And maybe I won't upgrade my PC so that I can play games on it, and I'll wait and get a console. We'll see.
Yeah. See, one thing I want to point out is, if you look at the design of this console, how long will it be before the class action lawsuit for injuries? Children running into it and poking eyes, and so it's got that corner that just sticks straight out.
No. Well, so that's a possibility that could happen. I mean, we had the Wiimotes that had to get the Wii
strap.
The word, well, everybody, no, the strap came right with it, but then after
people weren't using it,
people weren't using them, and they were throwing them in their TVs, and so forever on, they can forever called the thing that they put around those the Wii remote condom, and so so because it kind of looked like one,
yeah,
and so I can imagine them selling and or being required somehow to include bumpers for those corners someday.
But I mean, even I could see, like, in my living room, something happen, you turn around and poke yourself. I'm like, damn it. I'm just curious how that's going to go over. They're going to sell Dremel kits, templates to curve it.
All right. Well, this design, everybody is like, ooh, so amazing. And I'm thinking, this is going to look dated like in 5 years, right? I mean, it looks futuristic now. I get it. but in 5 years, that's gonna look a little. Yeah, why? That was an interesting choice.
It looks like a Motorola modem with like wings.
Well, here's a question I got for you guys. So I see here in the article when they came out with the PlayStation 4
Mhm.
previous generation, they sold 4.2 million in like 1 month. Do you think this one will do that
The
well?
reason is right now there's a shortage. People are trying to buy consoles because they're stuck at home.
Mhm.
And they're banking on, yes, you're going to have the normal. See, that's why the original order was for 5 million, because last time they sold 4.2 immediately.
Mhm.
They're banking on, in addition to the sales they already expect, there's probably going to be a large influx because people are looking for new stuff to do while they're cooped up at home.
Yeah.
Are these consoles built by people or is it automated factory now?
It's so
I
who knows?
I
And
don't know.
and the reason why I asked that question, because in COVID-19, if it's by people, it might be a problem to produce that many units.
Well, I mean, there's
But if
some
it's
sort
an
of
automated
assembly.
factory, then it would be easier to do.
I mean, yeah.
I imagine a lot of it's automated, but I imagine there's at least a portion of it that's put together
and
by
also
people.
remember that these don't go on sale till like Christmas season.
Right.
They're manufacturing them right now. They're already manufacturing them.
Yeah.
So a couple.
They'll put them out there for Black Friday, right?
Yeah, 2 to 3 million more on top of what they were already gonna. They've got 5-6 months.
Mhm.
Not a problem.
I guarantee you these will not be on sale for Black Friday though. These will be retail price for this entire year.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
You won't
These
see
are
these
not
on
gonna be
Black
cheap.
Friday for the next 2 to 3 years.
They'll be for sale, but
No,
not
I mean,
and not in a Black Friday.
typical Black Friday deal.
Right.
Oh, well, I mean, they could always be that, oh, hey, yeah, you'll get $100 off, but we only have 2 at that price.
Maybe. Hey, that's a possibility. That's a real doorbuster for you. Just imagine the fist fights out for the first.
Yeah, I don't
2.
even think Sony would allow that at this
That's
point.
true. I could have seen Sony, allowing you to sell it and get a free game. And if you want to, discount the cost of a free game.
Oh, plus
that could be it.
the other thing, the reason that I think they can be a little bit more ambitious with this one is that the PS5 is backwards compatible to
Yep.
PS4 games. So there will be a lot of people that would normally hold out because they have a large library that they're not willing to give up, that will also be like, oh, well, I can still play my games that I already own. Okay.
Was that not true of the PS4?
Oh, yeah. No.
So if you bought the PS4, you had to buy new games?
Mm-hmm. They tried doing that with the PS3, made it PS2 compatible, but they did that by running Linux on a separate instance. So they were essentially built a PS2 into it, and that opened up the doors to hackers. So then they removed
what
it.
kind of chips do these consoles run? Is
Like
it a RISC
Intel.
chip?
No, not these ones. This new ones is is based on an ARM processor.
Yeah.
So it's a RISC chip, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But the famously the PS2 had amazing backwards compatibility with the PS1. The first PS3 had backwards compatibility with PS2, except for later models did not.
They had to take it out because of vulnerabilities that it introduced.
Yeah, so they've been introducing them into like the first models and the more expensive models, and then as they get the cheaper models, they've been stripping that stuff out for many reasons, and that seems to be their MO. But this time they're basically making it a line item on the box. Can play older games. That's something that Sony's been doing
especially
for a while,
since the PS4 moved to the cloud. So most people own their libraries in PlayStation's cloud. So you don't have the restrictions that you used to
Right.
in the fact that the discs were encoded differently, the discs were different types. Like one is a DVD, one's a Blu-ray, you know, you don't have those problems anymore. So even if they had to do they technically, they don't even have to be the same game. You know, they can do like Google does with your music, and you say, hey, I own the Tomb Raider game on the PS4. I want to play it on my PS5. Well, you're not actually playing your copy. They're just playing a copy of the game that will work on your console. And they'll just give you the PS5 version. You know,
wasn't it Sony the one that had the hack a few years ago?
Oh, they've had many.
Which hack in particular?
Yeah, exactly. There have been several.
Yes, they are the ones that had that very large hack that compromised like everybody's data.
No, oh, not the PlayStation hack. Yes, just the fact that they were
Sony,
hacked. Yes, that one. Yes,
They got hacked big. It compromised a lot of internal corporate data and information. It was a big deal.
Hey, but they have Spider-Man.
Oh, well, it happens.
Thank goodness, because they don't have much else.
Spider-Man, I realized when today when I was reading this story, I wonder if going forward Spider-Man will be to PlayStation what Mario is to Nintendo.
It might be.
Will the PlayStation be the Spider-Man system? That's where you go to play the Spider-Man games.
Well, yeah, it has been since like Spider-Man 2.
But I mean, it hasn't been official.
Sony PlayStation 2.
Not like where Mario shows up, you know, everything.
And the next one is Miles Morales, so you know, it's the next one.
That's what made me think about it. I went, oh.
Yeah. So you Spider-Man. Hey, Spotify is got a feature where you can go to their website, or maybe in the app. I don't know. It might be in the app, but it lets you answer a quick survey, which answer a few questions, and it will produce a playlist for you, either including music, podcasts, or both, that is designed for your workout. This feature allows you to kind of, you know, what kind of workout you want to get, and maybe you're doing something more relaxed, you need some more relaxing kind of dose of tones, or maybe you need some kind of power workout, and it's supposed to be able to give you something A, that you like, and B, fits what you are trying to do. So, interesting idea.
Yeah. Spotify is always trying new stuff. And
yeah, that's true, and they do think that they think that they position themselves as like the leader in this kind of field. So yeah, that's kind of a good idea. Tableau is an over-the-top DVR solution that we've talked about in the past. They've come out with a couple new models. Allows you to record stuff over the air. The two models that they introduced was a 64-bit, 64 gigabyte or 128 gigabyte model. Excuse me, it is a 128 gigabyte model. That has 128 gigabytes of internal storage and able to record 2 streams at a time for about 170. And they also have one which has a can record 4, a quad at the same time with a 1 terabyte of storage for about $240. These are able to do all the recording over the air with no fee, or you can subscribe to their service, which will allow you to have a feature which will automatically skip ads for you in your recordings.
Yep. And you can add up to 8 terabytes of storage to both of these models.
Yep.
It sounds like upgrading the quad 1 terabyte one is easier.
Yeah, I think it sounds like you can literally pull out the hard drive and replace it versus the other one is just a USB drive upgrade.
You can plug in external USB drives, and that's the thing. If you, in order to get to the 8 terabytes on the 128, you would have to physically replace the internal drive with a 1 terabyte drive. So that's why it's easier on the 8 terabyte, because you already have the 1 terabyte drive in it. Then you just, add on additional. But I guess if you go up to the 8 terabytes, that'll give you 166 straight days of HD TV content.
Might be enough. It's never enough, is it?
How much would you, for tuners constantly recording? I mean, how long would it take you to amass 8?
Well, divide that by 4
days of HD
700 hours, right? You know what it says? 700 hours.
Well, no. It's 700 on the 1 terabyte.
Yeah.
If you upgrade it to 8 terabytes, then you basically get 166 days.
Well, 166 days divided by 4. That's 4 streams being recorded. There you go. That's how long it would take.
But yeah, no, I'm just saying of content that you actually want to watch, not just recording TV constantly.
Oh, come on. Don't you want to watch those in the middle of the night infomercials? They're the best.
It's 700 for a terabyte, and you can get 8 terabytes.
Yeah, you can do up to 8 terabytes.
So 233 days of straight video.
Yep.
And that's totally reasonable. You get 24-hour news. You don't want to miss a minute of the news.
Oh, God, no, please.
No, I was just saying, if you don't want to record
news.
everything that's airing, if you only want to record certain stuff, how long would it take you to amass that 166 days worth of
without
content?
recording constantly?
Without
just
recording
stuff
stuff that you don't
Yep.
want.
I know. That
That's what I
seems
was
like a
getting
lot.
at, yeah.
And you're right.
It
But
would
that being
take
said,
forever.
when I had DVR in our Dish TV service, we would record things like, "Oh, this is a good movie," and we would have those. I mean, I had some videos that I recorded years ago, and we're like, "Oh, we're gonna lose that. Oh, we're gonna lose that." When we went ahead and got rid of the service, we were like, "Oh man, we had this recording from." I don't know. We got sentimental about some of that stuff. It's weird.
There is, yeah. Oh, I mean, there was stuff on my TiVo that I saved just because I never knew if I'd ever be able to see it again. But even with my first TiVo, which was 80 gigs, my Series 2, I don't think I ever filled that thing with as much as I was recording. That was like, at the time, Stargate was playing 10 times a day on 5 different stations. And I'd just gotten into the show, so I was recording every new episode that I hadn't previously seen.
Right.
Yeah, and I never filled that thing up. So, yeah, we'll see. That is interesting.
More news about Peacock. Peacock is going to be the streaming partner for the 175 Premier League matches next season. So if you have been wanting to watch your Premier League football, your soccer games, you are going to be wanting to sign in and log in for the Peacock streaming service is one of your options. Peacock is free, but does not include. This is not included with the free service. You will have to pay for the $4.99 a month or the $9.99 a month level service that includes this service without any ads.
So Premier League is the European one, not the new one they're trying to start here.
I don't know. That's because what's interesting is the European League, the European League is also being streamed on CBS Access all next month, starting next month. I don't understand. Somebody who knows football must know this a little bit more than me. But anyways, the Premier League is on Peacock, and UEFA Championships League is on CBS All Access next month. What that means something to someone out there who does the sports ball thing. It's not me.
Okay.
Either way, you can pay $9.99 a month for one or the other, and that's what you get. All right. We've learned for a little while that the Google speaker, their original Google Home speaker, the tall one, but I actually have one. They've stopped selling them, and there have been rumors. The little tube, the one with the little cup on the bottom. Yeah, it's cute. It's been discontinued, and there's been rumors about a replacement coming soon. And looks like there has been a little announcement showing people what the new one's going to look like. It looks like, a Nest Mini. And yeah, it does kind of.
It's totally a Tombstone.
Oh no, it really does. You're so sad. Yeah, so you can get your what do you want on your Tombstone will be a new phrase.
Pepperoni and sausage.
Pepperoni and sausage. Yeah, I could do that. Add some olives to that. I do that with black olives. Yeah, that'd be good. Anyways, we're seeing a first look at it. Apparently, will be a more formal announcement in the future with all the details.
Okay. Anybody here watch the Unikitty show?
I have seen the Unikitty show on.
If it's not a Tombstone, I would say it looks more like Brock. Who was my
Brock-
favorite character?
Brock's
He's
the
the
one
big
who's-
rock that hangs out with Master Frown.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
What's the name of the one who's just not happy?
Hawkadile?
I don't
Or
know.
you mean Master Frown, the one that's always
Maybe.
trying to ruin everything?
Maybe I don't know.
He's got a big emoji frowny face.
No, I don't think that's it.
Oh.
That's okay.
Then you got Hawkadile, who's the hawk/crocodile bodyguard. Oh, you're thinking of Rick the Brick.
Okay, Rick. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
of.
Rick the Brick.
Okay.
Yeah, he could be a sideways Rick.
I see what you're talking about. That does.
Or it's
have
just a giant
frightening
Pez.
equivalent. Giant Pez, yeah.
Yeah,
I think they've done a redesign. They're switching to the Nest name for all of their
Yeah.
products. They're redesigning them all. I have ordered, and in the next few days, hope to have new Nest Wi-Fi
Oh, you got the mesh
routers, because I wanted one more access point for my mesh network. And they're like, well, you should get the Nest one because they're backwards compatible, and at least your router will be faster in any points that use the newer, faster technology. So I went ahead and did it, spent a lot more money than I intended to, but one of them has a Google speakers built into it too. So that's the other thing, is all of the access points have Google speakers built in. So they don't look cool like this. They don't look like Brock.
I don't think
they look
that's
like
cool.
giant giant candies.
I'm gonna put this in the same category as that ridiculous weird vase that Apple put out. And
Yeah.
As what were they thinking?
Mhm.
Because at least the round, the Google Mini,
Yeah.
that one, it kind of disappeared into your surroundings. You put it anywhere, and it was diminutive, and it didn't stick out, which is perfect for that kind of device. This screams, "Hey, look at me! I'm a thing."
Yep. Now, I'm curious. Well, when we get the real announcement, apparently we're going to get maybe some other features about it to know about.
Yeah.
We'll find out. I have a guess. My guess is because their little announcement they showed, what the end of the announcement was, somebody came into the room and basically was handing it to somebody else, asking, "What is this for?" And so I'm guessing it's got a battery built in, and you're going to be able to take it around the house if you want.
Yeah, they calling it Prince.
No, that's somebody's terms for the device.
Oh,
Your not big device that's your big one, or not your little
it's not a
tiny
king
device.
or a queen.
It's in between.
A prince.
It's in between.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. So they still have the Nest Minis. So again, they've done that rebranding for the Minis. They're now
Mhm.
Nest Minis.
Well, this is
And-
replacing the Mini.
No,
Isn't it?
No, the Mini is
Oh,
this
oh.
is an in between. This
Oh,
this
okay.
is, that's why, like what Matt is saying, this is the Prince, because they still have the Minis. They will still be there. They're just called Nest Minis. They're slightly redesigned visually, and like my access point speaker looks like a marshmallow,
Mhm.
really, and it's like rounded and it's like marshmallow.
Yeah.
And then they've got the Nest Mini that looks like a pill that's oversized. They're nicely rounded, and they've got a mesh top that's colored.
This
in
is
the-
replacing the full-size Google Home.
the normally
Yeah.
size one.
I
There
thought
is a
it was
max
replacing
one as well.
both.
No.
So,
Yeah,
okay.
and I think they still have the big one, the Nest Hub Max.
Mm. Oh, maybe the Hub Max. Well, isn't the Hub Max the one that has the screen on it?
It has a screen.
Yeah, that's the
So,
different. Yeah.
You go up all the way, and you end up with one that has a screen. It doesn't look like they have a big speaker that doesn't have a screen.
I
They
will
used
say-
to if they don't anymore.
The regular Google Home that this is replacing, I think, is still more visually appealing, because it looked like more
Art.
artwork
Right.
and modern whatever. It would fit in the decor. At the very worst, it looked like some sort of air freshener.
Yeah, it does.
Either way, it's not something that's going to be, stick out when you're scanning the room. This new one, yeah, I don't.
It's also gonna disappear like a pillow or whatever. It looks like nothing. It really does look like almost nothing. That's the thing. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. They do still have, it's called the Google Home Max.
Mm-hmm.
So they're still selling that, even though
For now.
it's
Until they get a replacement for it, I'm sure.
yeah. But most of the things that have just the Google name on them are going away and being replaced with Nest items.
I'd say because they did the rebrand of the Nest to the Nest Mini like a year and a half ago.
Right, and there was a minor change to that device. Mostly
Just colors.
Yeah, the colors and the back of it looks different, but the front looks exactly the same. So things like that.
Yeah,
I know because I happen to have both the old and the new one.
Gotcha. Alrighty.
All right. So not really streaming news. We have a movie called The Batman. Everybody gonna watch The Batman? You know, The Batman.
No.
You know, it's got the Batman. It's got the guy who plays as a vampire, right? He's the Batman. He's the Batman, right? It's the Batman. How are you guys gonna watch the Batman? It's this big thing.
It is.
They need to make the Man Bat movie
with the vampire lead.
That's right. So it's the Batman, right? Well, that's the thing. And that's apparently HBO Max is also going to be making a spin-off series based off of the Batman. Oh, so that's why it's in here. Okay. It's we're going to also have a spin-off series that is literally based off of this movie. HBO is betting big on this, and they're going to have a related DC project available on HBO Max for you to watch based on the universe that is being made in the movie The Batman, which I don't know about you guys, but I am not really excited about this. I have to wait until I actually see a trailer, but my first impressions are not good. And I like Batman movies.
So, okay, I don't know about the Batman movie. Batman movies are almost as notorious as Spider-Man movies, right? Like Spider-Man movies, if they do one good one, they have to follow it up with two bad ones.
What?
And
No, I don't agree with that, but okay.
Okay, the Spider-Man movies have to get progressively worse with each one in the series.
Also don't agree with that.
In the Batman, will Daredevil be playing Batman again?
No.
Like in Justice League and Batman versus Superman? That was Daredevil.
That's
put on
no,
the
but
Batman suit.
New actor, the same actor who played as the I don't know what the name of the vampire was in the Twilight series. Anyways, yeah.
Robert Pattinson is the lead character.
Oh, to quote
playing Batman.
To quote Adam West in regards to Ben Affleck playing Batman, his response, "What's an Affleck?"
So here's the thing. Well, people seem to know Robert Pattinson from Twilight because that's where he got his start. Like that's not the first movie he was in, but that's the first thing that got him some fairly significant notoriety. He has done other things, and he is a capable actor.
I agree. He is. I actually really liked him in Harry Potter. He's great.
Exactly. So it's not that I don't think that
he was in Harry Potter.
I'm not making judgments based on the fact that he was.
He's okay.
His acting chops in Twilight. I think he's a capable actor, and I think he potentially could be a decent Batman. He doesn't, in any of the movies he's been in, look like the person you would expect to be Batman.
I got Clyde somehow. I don't know how.
No, I just looked up the IMDb. So Daredevil played the last incarnation of Batman. Mm-hmm. This new incarnation of Batman will feature the bad guy from Daredevil as the bad guy.
Oh yeah?
Colin Farrell is the Penguin in the Batman. He was that bullseye guy in the Affleck
See,
Daredevil.
they're
movie.
all meshed together. This whole universe. It's just all
I don't think Zoe Kravitz was born yet, so I don't think she was in the other one. But yeah,
Interesting.
I lost interest in Batman when they gave him nipples. Was that?
Come on, Val Kilmer was an excellent Batman.
I don't know, but all I know is the nipples just ruined Batman forever.
Hey, well, maybe you'll feel different about a different series that's coming out. Star Trek Lower Decks is officially coming out. We got a trailer. Normally we don't talk about this, but I put this in here because I wanted to talk about it. The Star Trek Lower Decks trailer looks a little less. I was hoping for slightly higher brow humor than what it looks like we're getting, but then again, we'll see what the actual series looks like when we get there. It could be. It's from the creators of Rick and Morty, and it sure looks like it.
I was going to say it. When I first saw the animation, it looks a lot like Final Space, which, if you haven't watched Final Space, is excellent.
I haven't seen that forever.
No, forever. It's a new show. It's only been out this season.
Oh, I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah. No, Final Space was a TVS show. Season 2 aired last fall. The art style is similar. But yeah, this is the Rick and Morty less famous guy. So I don't know what to think. I just wonder when will Roiland show up as a voice, because he's in everything, and
of course
not. He only does one voice, and it's his voice. So
I don't know. There probably will be an alien somewhere along the way. Who knows? All I know is that there apparently was a crossover event that happened between Rick and Morty and the show on the Disney show that's crap. I wish I could remember. It's where they're in Oregon and and a bunch of weird weird fantasy things happen. What's the name of that cartoon?
Oh,
I can't remember.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Which was a great show.
Yeah, the show is great. It would be nice if I could remember the name of it. But anyways, apparently there's things that got sucked into one portal and came out of a portal in another one. So they literally did a little crossover event of that. That was kind of fun. But as far as Star Trek, Gravity Falls. As far as that look, I love it when people get together and have fun with that kind of stuff.
Like when Archer woke up from his coma and he was working at a hamburger stand in Bob's Burgers.
No, I don't think I've seen that, but that sounds really wonderful.
Yeah, it was the beginning of one of the Archer seasons. He was hiding out with a fake family selling burgers under the name Bob.
That's hilarious.
Which is funny if you watch both shows, because it's the same guy is the voice for both.
Okay.
Hence the crossover.
Right. So, but as far as Lower Decks goes, it looks like it could be funny. If you really like that Rick and Morty style of humor, it's going to be right up your alley. If you're hoping for a slightly higher brow, that being said, Rick and Morty is really well thought out in the storyline and everything like that. So I have high hopes for that. I just was kind of hoping for a slightly more, slightly less raunchy, but that's fine. Whatever. We'll see what it actually ends up looking like when we get there.
Okay.
This is just basically an FYI for you people out there who've been really waiting for access to Spotify, and you've been live in Russia or in the Croatia or Ukraine or one of the other countries that got this announcement. It looks like Spotify is now rolling out to be available in those countries all across the world. So that means more people can spend their time listening to Joe Rogan podcasts.
Spotify's ever expanding goal of world domination.
Yes, indeed, and literally, quite literally.
That's good. That part of the world, podcasts really hadn't caught on all that much in that part of the world, right? So this will be good for them, right? To actually get some exposure to that.
Yeah, I agree. And here's the last story. I didn't read up on this one. That looks like the Xiaomi has introduced an Android TV dongle. It's a TV. It's a stick that they're calling the Mi TV stick. One thing here is that it is literally 1080p limited, so you are not going to be able to do your 4K on it. But it looks like it's a really inexpensive way to get your Android TV onto a small interface for your TV. I don't even have any good information on this.
Yeah, this is one of those things where it's why? Why are you doing this? Because number one, they already offer the 4K box. It's the Mi 4K,
Right.
whatever.
And it's like $50. It's cheap.
Exactly. If you want it in a small form factor, get yourself a TiVo Stream or wait for the whatever they're calling the new Google thing.
The Sabrina.
No. I will never call it Sabrina. So either wait for that. This makes no sense. But also, is this even going to be sold in the US? Because I seem to remember seeing this story a couple weeks ago, and it was like targeted for India or one of these other countries.
It's possible this is not targeted for us. It might be targeted for other countries, and it might make sense.
It ends with, unfortunately, the company couldn't confirm to Engadget whether they'll be available in the US. So yeah, I don't see this being anything that anybody even needs to worry about. I mean, if it came out and it was $15, then absolutely get it. And don't look back, but
right.
Nah, yeah.
And it could be something like that, and it might be for sale in India, and be perfect because maybe they don't have a lot of 4K TVs
exactly.
Over there.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to like emerging company or I keep saying companies, emerging countries,
that's what they are.
Then sure, but yeah.
And with that, that's the week's news, everybody.
Alrighty, which brings us to the point where we like to thank those of you that spend your hard-earned money, or at least pledge to, in order to support us through a site that what do they call it? Patreon. We appreciate it. You guys are awesome. We are discussing possible, what improvements do we need to make? What changes should we make for 200 and beyond? That's just a few more weeks away, the big 200. So, as a patron, you've got our ear. So, if you've got input, if there's things that you would like to see change, patreon.com/the VOD Squad. We what do we say? We're better than we're not a good investment, but we're better than a bad one. And on that note, let's get some rants and some raves. Alrighty. Rants, raves. Anybody got anything?
Short thing. Just want to say, my internet has been sucking for a while because I pay for gigabit speeds, but I have not been receiving gigabit speeds. So I finally said, okay, fine. I'm going to buy the upgraded stuff. And okay, I need to buy this as well. I was trying to just figure out how I was going to upgrade to something that would be able to handle the speeds as I wanted to. And then I just said, you know what? Screw it. And I went ahead and got the
Dream Machine
from Ubiquity. And I've got to say the speeds have been wonderful. It has been a market improvement over my not too old, but old enough Asus router that I was using for the longest time. I don't know what the difference was that made a big deal. Also, does anybody need a cloud key?
Oh, hey.
because there's one built into that
Yep,
guy,
yep.
so I don't need one. So I have a cloud key that I could.
My parents need a cloud key.
Oh, they do they? Okay, we'll
Mhm.
talk after the
We'll
show.
talk
How about
later,
that?
yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. All right.
Cool. Jimmy?
Well, since
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, I can go.
I
next.
called out Jimmy because I saw in the doc, did you take a bus and go someplace? In this day and age, what are you doing on the Greyhound?
In Florida?
You would think so. In the old days, that's what that would mean, right? But
or he's been out gambling.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, on the Greyhounds. Oh, I
That's
get
right.
you.
Oh, yeah.
He's been.
Are there
betting on the
still dog
dogs.
tracks anywhere?
Yes,
I'm
they are. One
sure there
close
are.
by
Really?
where I live.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought that was like that industry was beaten down by activists.
No, they saved that for the dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Retirees got to have a place to go, right?
Oh man.
Okay, expound on this. What is Greyhound?
So Greyhound refers to the new Tom Hanks movie, right? So
Oh,
I
that's the
watched
one
that
he
over
was
the
like
weekend.
on the air, like pissed off about, right?
Yes, he
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, he was pissed off because theaters are closed and that kind of thing.
So the question is,
so I did watch the movie, and it was, I mean, I don't think it was like best movie ever or anything like that, but it was a good solid movie, right? I enjoyed watching it. The fidelity was really good. One thing that kind of caught my attention was the sound that came out. I've got a pretty nice stereo setup, and the sound on that movie was really good. Probably one of the better movies I've heard sound wise for a streaming movie like that. Right. So those were the things that impressed me, was how, technically the movie was good. From an artistic standpoint, yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, it's got Tom Hanks, right? Tom Hanks is his usual good self in that movie, like he is most movies, right?
did he defeat the pirates?
And land the plane.
Did he get stuck on an island?
How many times did he dress up like a woman? And nobody could tell.
This movie, none of those,
Oh.
right? But still,
Did he rename the ship Jenny?
no, he didn't do that.
Oh man, just asking.
Did they eat shrimp?
Well, it depends on what kind of shrimp. There's a lot of different kinds of shrimp.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen the movie, it's a good solid watch, I'd say. Not a great, not a must watch, but a solid watch.
So I have a question. It has been a long time since we've had a real kind of blockbuster movie come out. This would have been one of the movies we would have probably bet on our
Movie draft.
movie draft, and being that kind of a movie, and probably it's been a while since you've seen that kind of movie. Did it give you any kind of like, man, I remember the days, kind of nostalgia? Did you get
how does
any
it
of that?
compare to 1917, which would have been the last big blockbuster back at the beginning of the year?
I thought you were asking him about that year.
No.
Boy, that was mean. This is really mean.
No,
Clyde.
it's the most recent movie that this would compare to.
Okay. fair enough.
Well, I haven't seen 1917.
Oh, I thought you
but
did.
I do want to
Okay,
see
never
that.
mind.
Yeah. So I did see Dunkirk. Right?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of.
So I did see Dunkirk. I would say Dunkirk was a bit more dramatic than what it. Well, I mean, this one too is dramatic, right? But
I just want to know which is the better movie.
Which is the better movie? Yeah, I would say Greyhound was simply because
Wow.
simply because of Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks, and maybe I'm a little biased there. I'm a big Tom Hanks fan.
Fair enough.
Right? But yeah, I would say Greyhound was a little better than Dunkirk.
Wow, that's high praise.
So you heard it here. Fionn Whitehead is no Tom Hanks.
Well, I've kind of wanted to see it, and technically, due to I purchase of an Apple product, I probably have access to Apple Plus. So, and I could put it on my Roku. So hey, maybe I'll go watch it. I don't know.
Yeah,
And yes, Tom, go ahead.
No, it's a good movie. It's it's worth the watch. To download the app and watch it. And Apple TV's got a few other movies out there, a few other things that would be worth watching too. So it'd be worth the watch. But this one in particular, right, is the first kind of movie that was released like this. So I was interested to see what the quality of the movie would be, and it was a good solid movie.
And Badweave says, I call Tom Hanks bacon because he makes everything better. I'm trying to think of a bad movie that included Tom Hanks. And
there's a few.
Really? Can you think of one that you
Bachelor Party.
Oh, okay. Yep. That's
The
that's
Man with One Red Shoe. Well, Man with One Red Shoe's okay. There was a couple. Turner and Hooch ain't great.
Actually, his performance in that is astounding.
I was going to say the dog way outperformed him.
That's true. He did get shown up by the dog. I agree.
I don't know.
That was hard.
Yeah,
because he put a lot into that movie too. My wife loves The Burbs, but I don't. I don't know.
I like The Burbs. I mean, Tom Hanks got a lot of good movies, though, right? The Terminal. If you haven't seen that one, that's a good.
He's got a lot of good movies, but he's got his early stuff wasn't all great, right?
No, of course not.
If you go look at stuff before like the 90s.
Come on, he gets better with age, like cheese or wine. Come on.
Right. So, like Turner and Hooch, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great.
Oh, his appearance in the TV movie Mazes and Monsters. Woo!
Yeah. I mean, you got to go back and you look, like there's a lot you just forget about him, like Joe versus the Volcano. So there's a lot of stuff that was mediocre. It's not until the mid 90s when he starts like Sleepless in Seattle, Philadelphia, Forrest Gump, Apollo 13, and he has hit after hit after hit, and he's really perfected his
Joe
his
versus the Volcano was the movie that almost ended his career.
Exactly.
Luckily, he made a couple good decisions. But
Mixtape loves it. Sorry, it's one of his favorite movies.
Oh, I'm not saying it's a great movie. I'm just saying it didn't do good.
Okay, gotcha.
It was a huge flop, if I remember right.
Everybody's allowed a flop.
Yeah.
But that's one of those things when you're on your way up, one giant flop can totally derail everything.
Yeah, it's true.
And then or halt all forward momentum. But
I liked him in Catch Me If You Can too.
I like that one too.
But something I was since we're on the topic, something I was thinking about just a couple days ago. Could you make Bosom Buddies today? I think if you tried to make that movie today, there would be so many protests. There would be death threats. How dare those privileged white men pretend to be women to get it to live in this place? Yeah.
What was the movie a few years ago where they had two black actors play two white women?
White women?
Called White Chicks.
White
Chicks. Yeah.
That's Bosom Buddies. It kind of is, isn't it?
And that was pretty good, I thought. Right?
But that's what but they're not privileged white males playing those parts.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah, so I don't think you could ever get that show made today, let alone get 2 or 3 seasons out of it.
I could see them making a movie of Bosom Buddies today, but it'd have to be a really big comedy. You'd have to have a real good conceit in there. But yeah,
to solve that problem, all you got to do is just take Bosom Buddies and change everybody's race.
Okay, that's all right.
And
Actually,
it works, right?
Okay, fair enough.
All right. So you guys may remember a couple weeks ago, I got my TiVo Stream 4K thing.
Yeah.
And I've been loving it.
Yeah.
I can't use it.
Well,
Well, I guess I could technically use it, but I'm not using it.
Why not?
What's the
Because I was not watching TV in my living room very much, so I decided I'm going to move it to my TV in my bedroom.
What happened? Did you actually break it when you moved it?
Well,
or something
no,
like that?
no. It hooked up. It booted up fine. One of the main reasons I was interested in this is because it, like the Roku, it's got the TV controls built into the remote.
That's a feature
Volume,
you really
that's,
want.
I absolutely
It's
need.
got to have that.
I will
But-
not use two remotes.
Well, I have
So,
a question, but maybe it doesn't work. With
I
your
went
TV,
into
remote?
I went into the settings on the Android TV, and they
Yeah.
have physically removed the remote setup from the, and you have to do it like an old school remote where you hold down the button combination and then you hit power and, you know, do the stuff until the TV turns off. Well, apparently that doesn't work right. So I wiped out the configuration on my remote. So even if I wanted to move it back to the living room where it was previously working, it won't work there either.
So wait a second. You're saying that there used to be a feature where you could tell it inside a menu what kind of TV you had, and
Yep.
it would be programmed to use that TV correctly.
That's in regular Android has that built in.
And now there's been an update to it, which has removed that
No.
feature from it?
They didn't. It wasn't an update. That's the way it shipped. When they designed their version of Android TV, they physically removed that option.
You must have set it up like with initial setup, right?
Yeah,
When you first turned it on,
was
able
through
to
the
do it?
initial setup. I am not going through that initial setup all over again.
So you could possibly fix this if you wanted to, to reset the device to factory settings and start over.
Potentially. But here's
Okay.
the thing. The thing. TiVo knows about this. People have been complaining about this since day one, and they just go, oh, well, I'm a beta tester.
So wait a second. This is well known in the forums, is what I'm guessing. Is you have seen a lot of people discussing this.
I'm a beta tester, and in the additional reports, I flat out told them, hey, I am not doing any beta testing right now because I can't use my device the way I want to use it, and you guys need to fix this. And they just go, whatever. So,
so are you saying that they've actually come out with a statement somewhere, with maybe in a forum or something, and basically saying, whatever, you guys don't, it doesn't matter, it's just a remote?
It was
Or is it
not those exact words, but that was the general sentiment.
So they actually sent something out that somehow made it sound like they don't care.
They just point you to they point you to the on the official channels. They point you to the document that tells you how to program the remote.
Right.
The problem is that doesn't work.
Okay, so they're giving you instructions that don't work.
So that doesn't work.
Feedback.
And the problem is, different TVs will have different remote. You may have 20 different codes that correspond to your TV. Well, yes, I can get my TV to turn off, but you can't do anything else, and it won't turn the TV back on. And once you find it, and then you hit OK, saying yes, that turned it off.
Right. You
find out that no, it's not working, and you can't go any further because your TV's off, and you don't know if any of the other but like I said, I can't say exactly what they told me. Because of the NDA, because my complaint was in the beta. But basically, the answer is I'm not using my TiVo Stream. If you have one, it's great. Once you set it up, do not move it. Leave it on the device that it was set up for.
Oh, come on. Eventually, they're going to fix this.
Oh, yeah. Once they eventually fix it, that's great. But hence going back to what I said earlier is, yes, I could technically probably try Peacock, but the one device that I have that Peacock is available is the device that I am not using because I'm not trying to use two freaking remotes.
Thus, you said why if it's not on your Roku.
Yeah, if it's not on my Roku, it doesn't exist.
Gotcha. Very cool.
Which is why if I want to watch anything on HBO right now, I have to do it on my desktop.
You could always buy a $250 Harmony remote.
No, I can't. My bank would say, "Oh hell no!" What do you, or would just laugh.
Is that a feature on the app?
No, it's a feature of my bank.
Okay, I
They
know
just
the-
laugh at you.
So, Michael, did you get the chance to tell us what?
Oh,
what
I'm
you're doing
sorry.
this week?
No,
I thought he did. I am so sorry.
Did you
Go
have
ahead.
anything?
I don't even remember what I was gonna say. It was something about my, you got a wireless router, so I was gonna talk about my wireless router.
Yeah,
I mean, I already kind of mentioned it, so.
No,
I
that's
won't
cool.
do it.
I would be curious because the other, picking these stupid camps and trying to pick which one you want to go to is kind of stupid. At least some of it, most of it is it works with each other. But picking to go with the Google method was the other way I could have gone when we originally set this up. But I wanted to have a good wired network in the house, and because of that, I wanted to have something that I could,
You want
have
enterprise features.
Right.
with-
I wanted to be able to do
Yeah.
that. And so I decided early on, okay, let's do the Ubiquiti because it's not too expensive. So,
Yeah. And
Yeah, I just wanted the simplest, easiest thing. So I went with the Google, and I've had a four access point or a 4-device mesh network for quite a while.
yeah.
And it works flawlessly with everything except my stupid Surface laptop, which for whatever reason, sometimes just decides that it's going to connect to an access point that's across the house. And like I have to manually disconnect and reconnect to get it to connect to the one that's near me.
Oh, man, that sucks.
And-
that is,
I mean-
that's a Windows thing, because in the enterprise, I see that every now and then, where someone
Yeah.
that's roaming through the building, they'll get stuck and it does not want to leave that
Right.
AP, even though the AP is trying to hand it off to the
Yeah.
next access point. It does not want to until you get out of range and it can't see any of them. And then it goes, okay, fine, I'll search now.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, if I walk around with my MacBook, it'll change as I walk
Yeah,
through the house.
which is
Same with my
supposed to.
phone. My phone will switch as I walk through the house. This Surface, I just stay sitting in my office all the time, and it'll be connected to the one that's 5 feet from it. And then all of a sudden, my network goes to 0. I'll be like less than dial-up speeds, and I'm like, what's going on? Why can't I do Zoom anymore? And like, it's in the middle of a Zoom meeting, and then I go and I look, and I'm like, my Wi-Fi signal is like less than 1 bar. What's going on? And it's like disconnect, reconnect, and it just like randomly chooses to change points to the worst possible signal it can find. That's but that's my Surface. It has nothing to do with my
Wires are wonderful. I love wires.
Yeah. So that said, I wanted a little bit better coverage in the far end of the house. And so I wanted one more access point. I was going to pay $100 for that. But then I was like, well, they've got these new Nest ones. So why don't I spend $260 instead of $100? And so I did that. But since they work together and I got a 2 access point thing, now I have 6 access points.
Wow.
So I have enough to put one in like every room now. So I should have really, really good coverage.
You're raising the noise floor a little bit, just so you know. You should be okay. Oh man, I wonder how smart those access points are. Maybe they will automatically reduce the strength of their radios and things like that. I don't know.
They should.
My house is fairly big and spread out. I mean, it's not like huge or anything, so I can put them fairly far away. And the construction, there's always like, no matter where I put them, if I don't have enough, they end up being blocked by bathrooms or wet walls and stuff like that do cause a significant degradation in signal. So
yeah, and we can talk about this in the post show, but Mesh should they should actively since they're connected to each other, they should negotiate and adjust accordingly.
Should,
Like I said, should. So, but Yeah, we'll talk about that because I have something to add. But on that note, we should probably shut this down.
Yes, of course we should. Absolutely. Shut this thing down.
Shut this thing down. Hey, thanks everybody for hanging out with us this week. If you're watching this after the fact, you should come join us live, where we do this every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central, here on Twitch. You come live, you get to participate in the chat, you get to submit titles, which we will choose in the post show. Everybody should go do that now. Go ahead and vote at tvs.showbot.tv. And then we will choose that in the post show, which if you're not here, you don't get to be part of. So I think that is everything. Unless anybody's got anything new they need to bump or pimp or nothing. Nothing?
Not right now.
Okay. All right. That was your chance. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out, and we will see you again next week. Bye.
Bye.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.
I couldn't think of the word plug.